Hello everyone, welcome to LolKing's Pick of the Week. My name is Shakrez, and each week we'll be highlighting a champion that we think is really strong in the current meta, whether his popularity comes from ranked games, competitive play, or even both. Today we look at Sivir, played in the AD carry position. Sivir is currently one of the hottest picks in pro play, and while she's far from being super popular in ranked games, she's currently one of the highest win rates, sitting comfortably around 52% win rate. Season 6 started and Sivir was pretty much in the dumpster, but a simple buff in 6.4 pushed her over the top. Whenever she hits a crit on someone with Ricochet, the bounces will also crit. This change alone makes her wave clear even stronger and makes her deadly in teamfights, especially if the opponents are all close together. Let's start with her setup. For Sivir, you want to run the typical AD carry setup: attack damage marks, armor seals, magic resistance glyphs, and attack speed quintessences. Fairly standard setup as per usual for AD carries. For masteries, you want to run 18-12-0 with Warlord's Bloodlust as your keystone mastery. While Warlords was just nerfed in patch 6.7, it's still the go-to option for Sivir. She has pretty low range and a rough laning phase, so the sustain is important for her. Not only that, but the choice of keystone also has to do with her build, which we will touch up in a bit. Fervor of Battle is still a good option, however, you can pick it up if you don't think you'll have problems in lane. For skill order, you want to max your Q, Boomerang Blade first, as it's your main damage ability and also your main tool to clear waves. After that, you want to pick up points in Ricochet for extra damage and lower cooldown. Spell Shield is maxed last, as it's just a utility spell. Now for the item build. On Sivir, you want to build mainly for critical strike and attack damage. Your Boomerang Blade and Ricochet have phenomenal AD scalings, and with Ricochet critting on every bounce, you really want to make sure you're getting those big crits as much as possible. Sivir's core items are usually Essence Reaver, a Zeal Upgrade, and Infinity Edge. With these three items, she'll hit 70% critical strike and will have 30% cooldown reduction, meaning she can throw out those crit ricochets every 6 seconds. Your Zeal Upgrade should be either Static Shiv or Phantom Dancer. The first if you're going for even more burst damage, and the second if you want to be better in duels or simply reduce damage from assassins in teamfights. From there, Sivir's build largely depends on what she needs. A lifesteal item is usually needed by this point, so you can pick up either Bloodthirster for the shield or Mercurial Scimitar if you need a QSS. Lord Dominic's Regards is good if you want to kill tanks, and Sterak's Gauge is an okay option on her, as the passive on it will increase your damage on Boomerang Blade and Ricochet, since the ratios on those skills are based on total AD. Now that we've looked over her setup, let's talk about how she fares in different stages of the game. In the early game is when Sivir is the weakest. She has low range, and most AD carries can outduel her and even kill her if she's not careful. Warlord's Bloodlust is definitely something that can help you survive certain matchups, but during laning you should mostly play safe and look for opportunities to hit opponents with Boomerang Blade, or even go for the kill if the jungler shows up to help. Her lane partners can vary depending on what Sivir needs. If we're talking solely about laning, then Janna, Soraka, and Nami are very good options for Sivir, as they can keep her safe and make sure she can survive the laning phase. However, and by level 6, Sivir unlocks On the Hunt, a powerful ultimate that turns her into an enabler and allows her teammates to freely engage with the added movement speed. Thus, if you're looking beyond laning phase, champions like Leona, Alistar, and Braum will really benefit from this ultimate and will use it best to engage and land their crowd control. By mid-game, you'll be a bit stronger. By now, you should be at around 2 items, and your ricochets will often crit. You should keep focusing on farming and just clearing wave after wave, which should be no problem. If the opportunity presents itself, press R so your teammates can engage and easily win a skirmish or teamfight. By late game, Sivir is a monster. She will often land crits on ricochets, and in small areas or choke points, they'll easily hit multiple enemy champions. She definitely thrives in small spaces, as it's easier for Boomerang Blade to hit multiple targets. Whenever your team wants to start the fight, just press R and engage onto the enemy. Focus on hitting good Boomerang Blades, but never go too far forward as you have low basic attack range. If someone goes onto you, remember you have Spell Shield to protect you from most of the incoming danger. Lastly, for some tips, and there isn't much to say here as Sivir is relatively simple to play, the most important thing to know is that Ricochet is an auto attack reset, and you should use it with this purpose whenever possible. Right after your first auto attack, throw out Ricochet to quickly hit the enemy twice in a short space of time. Remember that while your Spell Shield is a strong ability to block incoming skills, enemies can frequently play around it to cancel it out. They will often try to bait you into using it prematurely and then jumping on you once you've wasted it, so holding the trigger until the right time is definitely key. Other than that, remember that Alistar's Headbutt Pulverize combo is basically impossible to shield. If you shield his Headbutt, he'll still pulverize you, and if you don't, you'll still be pulverized as you'll be CC'd and won't be able to use your spell shield. Lastly, and for a pretty basic tip, remember that Boomerang Blade returns always to your model, so strafing sideways or even flashing can help hit enemies trying to dodge before it comes back to you. That's going to be all for today. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the content, and I hope you guys enjoyed this pick of the week. And I'll see you guys next week.